your girl Sarah right here on Relax Radio, and I am super excited to be here. All right, so make sure to actually share your thoughts and your opinions with me because I would love to hear everything that you have to say. Right now, I'm going to be sharing the latest COVID-19 updates with you here in the United Kingdom. So if there's anything else you want me to add, please feel free to go ahead and text me or call me on 078 share your thoughts and share your opinions because I would love to hear everything that you have to say. All right. Now, before we actually head into our conversation, I want to very quickly remind you that you can, in fact, be a part of the show. All you need to do is, like I said, share your thoughts and share your opinions, but also don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and also to subscribe to our YouTube channel because that way you can actually make sure that you're keeping yourself informed and you're keeping yourself updated about all of these things here in the United Kingdom. Okay, and don't forget to download the app either because the app is available completely for free on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store for your convenience. So you can listen in from whatever device it is that you want to listen in, but also because you can actually make sure that you are keeping yourself updated and listening to a conversation from wherever you are in the world while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, and now let's actually talk about the very latest COVID-19 updates because we need to talk about how the taking up of the second jab has in fact reduced here in the United Kingdom and why exactly that is problematic. We're also going to be talking about how Freshers Week parties could potentially lead to an increase in coronavirus cases in the United Kingdom as well, and why exactly we need to take precautions and protect ourselves. So make sure to stay tuned. All right, now let's actually very quickly talk about how hundreds and thousands of people have actually failed to come forward to get their second jab. All right, now like I said, there has been an increasing pattern of adults who have not been coming to get their second jab. All right, because this uptake among adults is in fact much more crucial than moving on to children's vaccines or even booster shots. Okay, now experts have also repeatedly emphasized the need to receive both doses of the coronavirus vaccines, as a second jab greatly increases protection against COVID. Okay, now the truth is people tend to think, oh, you know what, if I get one jab, that's completely enough, and people are going to if I get one jab, that's completely enough and I'm going to be safe. But the truth is, sure, the first jab is going to give you protection, but you're going to get even better protection when you get both the jabs, right? Why do you think people want to, or why do you think our health secretary wants to give us, booster jabs? It's because our immunity is going to essentially improve with the booster jabs. And, even after we've gotten, fully vaccinated, getting another booster jab essentially ensures that you have much better, greater protection. All right, so it's important to keep that in mind as well because there's so much of changes that are taking place in the world as well. So for you to keep yourself updated but also to keep yourself safe, it's always good to go and get vaccinated. All right, and the other thing that you need to keep in mind is maybe there's a lot less incentive than there was back then for people to go and get the second dose, right? Because right now we're out of lockdown, which would have incentivized some, and with the message being that we're in the all clear, that impetus may actually be lessened, right? So it's important to keep in mind that even though we aren't in lockdown anymore and that we are pretty much things are not how it used to be and we can pretty much have some amount of freedom in comparison to what we had last year, it's still important for you to go get that jab. All right, and now let's actually very quickly head into a break because I have so much left to talk about with you guys. So until then, make sure you stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back to the show. It is your girl Sarah right here on Relax Radio, and it is in fact the final few minutes of the second hour of the show. But don't worry, because I will be here for another additional hour to share my thoughts and my opinions with you. So make sure to stay tuned. All right. But before we get into our conversation about how Freshers Week could actually increase the amount of coronavirus cases here in the United Kingdom, I want to very quickly tell you that you can in fact text us or call us on 078 share your thoughts, share your opinions, because I would love to hear everything that you have to say. Okay. And obviously something else that you can actually do is to go like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And that's going to actually make sure that you're fully informed and you're fully updated about all of these things that are happening in the world as well. All right, so don't actually forget to do that, because I would love to hear your thoughts and I would love to hear your opinions with regard to everything that is happening in the world. Okay, and now let's actually get into our conversation, because we still have a lot left to talk about with regard to how Freshers Week could actually increase COVID-19 cases here in the United Kingdom. All right, so let's very quickly head into that conversation. Like I said, government officials and scientific advisors as well have actually warned universities against hosting Freshers Week parties next month, saying that this could actually lead to very large spikes in coronavirus cases. Okay, so it's important to understand that ever since 2019, this is the first time they're having in-person events ever since 2019. Okay, and Professor Susan Mitchie, who happens to be the director of the Center for Behavior Change at the University College of London, essentially said that Freshers Fair Week will have the potential for being a super spreader event. And however much universities actually pay attention to making it as safe as possible, it's the behavior of people that won't be known. Now, she specifically said this in a personal capacity, but this is obviously because she wanted us to understand that, look, it doesn't matter if you take all the safety measures and the universities take all the safety measures. What's important for you to understand is that it still has the potential to become a super spreader event, right? It still has the potential to actually change things and make things very very difficult for us in our fight against COVID-19 virus, right? Because what she essentially said is that traditionally when it comes to Freshers Week, they have been associated with people drinking, right? And we know that alcohol consumption actually disinhibits behavior. So even if people go in with very good intentions of behaving in a low risk way, after a couple of pints, things are going to change, right? They're not actually going to remember that this is what they wanted to do. So it's actually very important for these children, for these universities and everyone, to make sure that they do what is best for them and do what is safe for them, because this could potentially lead to a spike in coronavirus cases from next month onwards, right? And obviously with winter season approaching, that is not something we want, because along with that, that'll mean new social restrictions, and that's definitely not something we want once again, right? Because the restrictions that were there a few months back were completely enough, and that's a lockdown is definitely not something we want one more time. All right, but make sure to stay tuned, because I will be back in a few minutes to talk a little bit about the climate crisis, to talk a little bit about everything related to the climate as well. So until then, make sure to stay tuned.